The one was warm.
That's the one I wanted.
You want me to get you a warm one?
Was you get a cold water?
I just wanted to go temperature one, and I remember I sat it on the corner up there and got those two gentlemen one. And then I went, oh, my water go.
Oh, Mitch took it.
Thanks, Mitch, appreciate it.
I think we're be ready to start here. I call this Hermosa Town Board Tuesday, November 7th, 2023 regular meeting to order at 6 p.m. Roll call: Ferguson,
Here,
Hendrickson,
here,
Halsworth, Kramer,
here.
Stiles, here. I'd like to thank the guests in the audience. We got Chuck, our Public Works contractor. We have Anthony and Neil from KLJ.
It's on his
Thanks,
shirt.
Joan, for coming. Kath and Elena, nice to see you. So,
And Joan's
please.
back there too.
oh yeah, I said Joan.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep. Okay, all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I request a motion to accept the agenda as presented / amended.
I'll make that.
Motion by Vicky,
I'll second it.
second by Donna. I will start the discussion. I would like to move agenda item 9, engineer, move that to after agenda item 5, conflict of interest. That way we can get taken care of our engineer stuff and then they can be on their way. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor to approve the agenda as amended, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Just under special items, meeting protocol. If it's not true, pertinent, or part of the solution for moving forward in a positive manner, please refrain from making comments. Consent calendar, I request a motion for approval of the October 17th, 2023 regular meeting and the October 25th and 27th, 2023 special meetings as presented / amended.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
Motion made by Donna and seconded by Vicky. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next agenda item is conflict of interest declaration. Board members are responsible to refrain from discussion and voting on agenda items that they have a conflict with. Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda, we're going to go to the engineers on item number 9 of the agenda.
These are mine.
What you got? Oh, we went to engineers. Okay, Hermosa sidewalk project. Can you find, Gail, did you get any updates on that?
The person that I contacted is out until next week. She's on vacation, so I didn't get an answer on the final bill, but
Yeah.
have a note and to have her call me on Monday.
Should be coming up soon. Item number B, sewer project, lagoon design and expansion, AET update. We haven't got the results back from the last time we submitted to the state. We submitted to the state on the 10th of October, so we should be hearing something in 1 or 2 days on the final design. Town of Hermosa Water and Sewer Extension Project. Southern Black Hills Water approved the way the town sewer line crossed under their water line, and we have documentation on that. Well, that's important, as that was one of the 4 conditions for us moving forward, getting the sewer line approved. So we got that. Hermosa Hills drainage, that's complete. I request a motion to remove agenda item D from the agenda.
Make that,
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second?
yeah.
Second by Linda. Any discussion? If no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same. Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is approval for KLG. Item D is, D1 is what I want to. Lagoon bidding and construction management. D1, lagoon bidding and construction management. I request a motion to approve KLJ's task order for bidding and construction management for the lagoon project.
Make that.
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second? Second by Linda. Any discussion? Any comments from the citizens? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same.
Nay.
Nay. So there was 4, and I said aye. So there's 4 ayes and 1 nay.
Okay. That is on there, okay.
Motion carries. The engineering staff report / office support, that got sent out by email to everybody earlier, and there's actually a printed copy on people's desk. What this delivery order will do is allow us to do similar things when we had ACES online, that if we're gonna need something reviewed and a staff report for a contractor, we'd send it to them and it'd be under this delivery order. Kind of straightforward. If someone from the office needs to call and ask a question, it'd be covered. I think you said you do if someone's talking on the phone, it was a half-hour rate or quarter hour?
We only break it up into halves.
Halves,
Yeah,
okay.
half hours. But yeah, so what we'll try to do is to set up a form for you guys to have here at the office. So developers or contractors can pick up that form. It has a checklist of the things that are needed for a preliminary plan review,
Yeah, okay.
and they'll pay a fee
Yeah.
for that, which I've kind of, in there, I've kind of given that initial one so that you can do a standard fee on the first preliminary. That allows us to go over like a concept or really basic stuff before the developer starts investing a lot of money that might be going in the wrong direction for the ordinances. So we can help them navigate that better, and then after that it's hourly. It's still hourly, but I boiled it down between like a half an hour for Neil from the planning side, and then a half an hour for me for utilities and road, and then just recording that.
Yes, Dan.
So then,
I think-
pretty much on a planned development side of it, let's say building permit, it's gonna be about $250 for every review of every building permit. Will you be doing the pre-inspection of the site, or is Ferguson still doing the pre-inspection?
It'll still be the same as it is now with
Okay.
Chuck. But the 250, what that does is, it could be a napkin sketch, a concept, just an idea. You want to see if, hey, I want to do this on my property. How does that pertain in the ordinance?
Right.
And that allows us to go ahead and give you that little bit of guidance. And then you obviously have your own
Like we had
engineering.
before?
Yeah, you'll have your own engineering team and everything that does the final designs. And then after that, it's hourly. So if it's a big development, it would be more hours spent reviewing it than a small
So are you
construction.
going to require more on the building permits, though, that there are to more of a scale on a better graph type paper, more design rather than?
It's more just the content. We'll say, we'd like to see this, and it can be depicted any way you want.
And one of the things that we can have sent to you then is, we actually have the permit that they fill out, and there's a drawing on
Yep.
there that talks about all the
That would be
stuff.
helpful.
And one of the things we wanna see on there is a, you know, a sketch of how the rebar is gonna be placed and stuff
Yep.
like that on the foundations. And so I think if we get that, we can work from that there then.
Yeah, and that's like for the building permit side of it.
Yeah.
But for planning, if you're gonna do a development or a plan, then like a subdivision,
Yeah.
then it's a little more in-depth and related to the master plan and ordinance.
Yep.
So we'll help that developer get that figured out. What's the intended use, what's, you know,
Yep.
acceptable uses, if there's a variance, how that would work out. You know, would it be a contract zoning or whatever, you know, there'll be a lot of options for the developer.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for the discussion. Any other questions? If no further questions, any comments from the citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. And that was on the engineering staff update.
Motion, everything.
Yeah. I didn't have a motion, I didn't know if we were gonna get it done.
Okay.
But there was a motion, carries, all voted. Quick discussion, okay. One of the projects that will be coming up to you in the future and we'll know more hopefully after we meet with Elmer next Monday night, but that's the evaluate the lift station at the Ferguson subdivision for stormwater issues. I know we have the floodplain guy looking at that, but I don't think we're gonna go forward on that right now, but it's just on there. We really need to get that fixed before we start construction and pumping, because we had 24, 30 hours of it being covered with water, and that bring a lot into the lagoon, but that is one that will be coming up. The next item, these have already been approved to go forward with, for the cost estimates. And I guess on number 4, the feasibility study for tying into Southern Black Hills water to submit to South Dakota DNR for fundings and grants. We'd be looking at, the motion was made in the last meeting that was there, we just dates and times to be determined. We're looking for a cost estimate for putting that together. And for the board, we'll be going into executive session. Mitch wanted one for contracts, and this will be one for legal that we'll be going into to discuss some of that, so. Number 5 is still gonna be pending, 6 will be pending, 7 would be pending. Item F, I request a motion to have KLG prepare a cost estimate to design the extension of the town's water/sewer lines to serve Ferguson's properties along Whitney. All costs will be paid by the developer, with the exception of the sewer repair needed that the town has. And I know that's been talked about in the past, that there is a need for the town's portion of the sewer, but otherwise all expenses for the design and stuff would be borne by the proponent, the landowner. May I have a motion?
Yes.
Motion by Vicky, do I have a second? I'll go ahead and second it. I will start the discussion. Precedence has been set with the water and sewer lines going north along Highway 79. The town will be taking over the piping and the lift station once installed. And again, all of the cost of this would be borne by Chuck, with the exception of the part of the sewer that the city needs to repair. Is there any further discussion?
So how far, is this going all the way to the lagoon then?
No,
Or to the
this,
lift station?
no, this is F. This is item F on
Right.
but what, this is item F on the agenda, and what that is for the lift station and for the sewer lines and the lift stations that are gonna be part of the city sewer in the future. It's not to go all the way to Lagoon. That's on item number, that's number 5, and we're not going forward on that. This is item F, which we hadn't had approved down yet. That's why it's outside of itself. But we're looking to have them design it. It'll be paid for by Chuck, except for, in the portion that the city needs for their sewer, that'll be part of the design. And then on that there, that would be, we'll have to look at the costs on how that divides out.
So where is this lift station gonna lift this to?
It's gonna go up to,
That manhole on Whitney, or, Manning.
On Third?
On Manning
No,
Street,
there's one on,
But Third and Manning.
close to it, yeah.
yeah, it's quite a ways west of there. It's west of Mindy's driveway there, between there and the fence. There's a manhole there.
Right by Mindy's, that manhole?
That
Right
manhole
here,
there.
there's a manhole.
Yeah, by the daughters there. And then you're gonna come back through the development up to the
Some
road?
come from Whitney
That's what I mean.
straight up, yep. You'll go on that corridor there between the lot that's next to the shop, and we'll follow that fence line right up to Manning, and then
Where's the lift station gonna be placed right at Whitney?
it'll be on Whitney Street, yeah.
and then that lift station will have gravity flow from both
directions.
both
if
directions.
need be, yeah. I mean, eventually, the Fifth Street lift could dump into that and eliminate.
Well, I was just gonna ask, is that lift station gonna be sized big enough that we could eliminate the one on Fifth?
Well,
Clean that up.
depends on, that one on Fifth's doing 6 houses.
Right.
And this one will be doing 7. It could be upsized, I mean, the size of the holding tank and a pump size, but 2 half-horse dollars are handling 7 houses, but no problem have for years and years, so.
Well, I know. And that's why with that mess we got on Fifth, my thought was, is if you're gonna eliminate that lift station, it'd be nice to clean all them lines up, because we've got all them little 4-inch lines running on Fifth and serving as mains that shouldn't be, and then we could
Well, the main would have to be extended from the lift station
do this.
clear up to Fifth.
Correct.
What you pick up, the 2 lower lots there,
Of bills.
yeah.
Well, and Travis,
Bill and
Jason,
Jason, yeah. And
And one of the things we'd have to do then we'd have to look at if we're gonna pull them in, we'd have to, he's gonna still have responsible
right,
for
it'd be an
costs.
assessment of the other lots, then if a person's gonna go that route,
Yeah.
if they were in favor of that, but I just thought if a guy's gonna do a plan, that it'd be nice to clean up Fifth, incorporate that lift station on Fifth and put it into this one, eliminate it and not have 3 and cut down to still staying to 2. And then be able to handle everything coming from the east also on the Bouchard lots and all of them coming back to be able to tie into that too,
I don't think it's gonna be deep enough
to service
to
them.
catch the lower ones. The long-range plan is it's gonna go down Whitney Street on the railroad tracks and into that manhole down there. That was
Right.
stuck down 20-some years ago for that purpose.
Right,
And that would put those, because that lift station on Ferguson was designed for, I think, 50
right.
or 60 homes.
Now, if we're doing this, and what you mentioned, Dan, it'd be assessment, they kind of pay their portion like Chuck is.
Right.
Do we need to actually, how would you put it?
Approach them and see if they are interested in that. To me, it only makes their property more valuable. And I'm sure Chasen I'll bet 98% will go along with it on an assessment. Can't say that for sure, but if a person's gonna look at this, it'd sure be nice to clean all that up in one shot instead of having to redig and come back through. And if we're gonna do that lift station on Fifth,
From the fifth lift, it'll be pretty much gravity flow all the way to the east, down to Third,
right?
depending on how deep this lift station goes in. I can't foresee it being much more than 4 feet deep because everything drains to Whitney.
Have you looked at the cost of that lift station versus putting pipe in through under the railroad tracks and going through that easement? Is it
The
cheaper?
bore, I haven't questioned the bore or anything yet, but, you know, they stubbed out of that to be able to accept everything through the highway.
'Cause that's another option if a guy's gonna look at that. If it's less expensive than that lift station, put a line and bore the railroad tracks and tie in down below. To not even have a lift station and just,
All gravity.
yes,
Yeah.
we've talked about that for years, but just never been in a position
And I think
And you already have one crossing under the railroad tracks
Correct.
anyways, so.
over by the Ferguson development.
Right. So,
But that ends up getting into a whole lot more money and a whole lot more design.
Yeah,
It just depends on the cost of his lift station, you know, if it's, I don't know what it's gonna cost for that lift station, they're not cheap, and
what he's describing isn't as expensive as a traditional lift station.
correct.
Okay.
It's somewhere between like a chopper, like a
so we're
grinder
talking
station and
100,000,
actual.
or are we talking
I would
50?
guess it's
Yeah,
$8,000 to $10,000 max.
So, yeah,
8 to 10,000.
for that lift, yeah, so we're not,
That's
it wouldn't even be feasible to look
Different.
at the infrastructure going underneath. and-
different magnitude, yeah.
Right,
And that's one of the things that we want to do into the future, Dan, is to look at that and try to get some costs sharing from the state, so.
right.
And I'd like to try to get that, we have it on our list, but I'd like to try to get that all ready for the April first quarterly water meeting, state water meeting in 25.
Yeah, and that's something to consider as well. So SRF programs will let you extend sewer and be a part of the SRF, but not water.
Yeah.
So water's on its own, and won't let you extend new mains that way. So,
But we do got water, well, you know, some of the water, you know, comes down smaller pipes, you know.
Yeah, being really 6-inch main coming off from Manning, going south to Whitney. Which will tie all those lots into
Yeah.
the city main.
But if we do that project, that's when we wanna clean some of that Fifth Street up and put a whole new main down that. And then if we're gonna look at doing that road, then we wanna tie Fifth into that road too at the same time. The water main on Fifth's fine. It's the sewer is where we're gonna have a problem down the road. We know we are, we've been lucky. But it'd be nice to clean it all up at one time and then do the loan grant on everything coming down Whitney as well as Fifth and contribute to all of that.
That
Pave
line,
both them streets.
that line coming down Fifth dead ends now.
Right.
And the long range project, that would loop around over a vacated 4th Street, make that line loop. There'll be a fire hydrant there until the other design for flushing and fire purposes and all that.
Yeah.
yeah, because right now you got a dead end main.
Yeah.
So for this project here then, are we, you know, I think of like the cost of the lift station, we're just gonna keep it to what Chuck is on his stuff, and should we still wanna look into doing something the Fifth now also then, Dan? Is what you were wanting
The
to do?
only thing that would be an advantage there is if they wanted to do any infrastructure while you were digging and extend that out. If them two other, Cannon and Cole, were interested, you know.
Maybe when we get the preliminary drawing that, Anthony's gonna do, we can, you can just stop over and talk to him and say, this is what we're doing. You wanna, pay your share on it and ask them.
And if not, fine,
And if it's not fine, we just go with what yours is
move
then.
with the original.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's typical that a developer will only want to do what's necessary for,
Yeah,
for his investment, so that's.
but then
not
what
a
it
problem.
does, but it's an option for those others
Right,
to get some gravity feed down there and,
yeah.
and actually their lots would be able to be sold then pretty easy then.
Yeah, what happens is when you start lumping more and more properties together onto that infrastructure, now you gotta look at the infrastructure downstream to make sure that's sufficiently sized and not undersized.
Yeah, cause we're gonna be taking it up to,
It's like a snowball effect.
yeah. And there is some sewer, and that's why I mentioned some of that sewer is gonna be the responsibility of the town, because there is some smaller pipe there, they'll have to put a bigger pipe in.
Exactly.
But then after that, I think it, would probably handle what's coming from there, cause what is it, Chuck, a 6 or an 8 inch up there sewer?
One that's in there now.
8 coming down the
Yeah.
rest of the way, just that one area.
Yeah, from,
Yeah,
I put a new manhole on 4th Street 10, 12 years ago. And it is 8 inch up to that manhole. And it was reduced down because there was only a couple going on it, so
Right.
at that time, and the individual paid for it, so.
That's that 4-inch PVC that's going to the
Correct, yeah, that's going west out of that manhole.
So if we did tie-in Manning stuff, those other houses to the west, then we would probably have to repair that
The flow
junction.
line on that manhole is 14 foot. So it has the potential.
It's 14 feet.
I see a drop inlet on that,
Okay.
and when that comes into play, because there's no reason for that to be 14 foot deep.
Yeah, that's quite deep. Unless
There's
there's
a drop inlet
some
on that go
topography there.
7 to 8 foot deep, but still accept a basement house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it sounds like we're gonna go ahead with this. Once Chuck gets a preliminary, he'll go talk with the neighbors and see if they wanna join in, and if they don't, they don't. Otherwise, we would go forward. Is any further discussion? No, yes, go ahead.
I just think that not only a visit with the folks, but I think a letter from the town, both is a good idea. You know,
Yeah, if they're interested, then we're gonna have to get some type of an agreement set with them
I
that
think
they'd be
even,
part of it.
even to find out if they are interested, I think it's best to have
Yes,
a
we
mailing and also
Okay.
a
And
door knocker.
there's still an issue with water, for those lots. It could take off the one that I'm gonna put in and go back to the west and pick up those lots, or extend the one on Fifth down and
Right.
bring it down, so they're tied in, so those lower lots would have water at the same time. Not a huge project.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the idea of a letter to the property owners, because I'm sitting here because of an issue of kind of the same thing, so a little heads up to the people involved it goes
Okay.
a long way.
All righty. Then that'll be, we'll make sure that happens. And when you get a preliminary deal, we can get, go ahead.
Yeah, I have one question. So the task order that I prepared will be to the town, and then you will
Yes.
turn around and, okay.
He'll
So
pay.
I'll address everything to
Yeah.
the town.
Yeah, because he'll pay some of it, the town will own
Right.
some of it,
Right.
and if those other people come in, they'll own some of it.
Sounds good.
But the contractor comes to the town.
Perfect.
If no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. 4 ayes, 1 abstention.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your input, Dan. That was very helpful to Anthony and the crew.
Yep.
So motion carried there. Planning and zoning. What, oh, yes. Yeah, go ahead. It would have been a short meeting, Mitch. Okay, now we're done. Now we'll go back up to item number claims, yes.
I didn't get
Okay. Thank you, Mitch. Otherwise, we could have been done. So, and if, Anthony, if you guys want to leave, then you
He
can.
wanted to see a couple of.
Well, yeah, you guys are, I was just curious, because you saw on P and Z, that kind of comment. But I mean, if you don't think it's appropriate.
Yeah, there's nothing really on it. The only thing that's on
Just
P and Z
comment.
is we asked Chuck, what's the update of it? And I'm just gonna say, well, it refer back to items in the engineering, cause,
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
No, it just, I was a planner, I caught my attention.
yeah, okay.
They're
That's a good
dissolving
thing.
you, Neil.
I guess.
No, what it is that Chuck says the only one that has an item under it, and it was pending getting his engineering stuff done,
Oh.
and we just got done doing that, so.
No, I meant, the one I was looking at was like, you're legal, dissolving.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's already
That's
going.
done. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it just caught my attention, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's fine, yeah.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
It's nice
Yeah.
meeting you all.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
guys for
very
coming.
much. Thanks for your input.
Drive safe, you guys.
Thanks for eating at our in-town restaurant.
Well, you bet. We'll be back. Oh, yes, thank you.
We needed to relieve the hourly rate. Okay. Review payrolls and claims. I request a motion to approve the claims as presented / amended.
Okay, that's presented.
Motion by Vicky. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Second by Donna. Any discussion? Dan, yes, go ahead.
So on that emergency lagoon pumping, how much did that reduce?
They think it was about 450-some thousand gallons, I think.
461.
461,000 gallons.
It dropped it maybe a foot.
So,
So there was no other way to pump out of the back side of it and run it down to anybody else's property?
Well, when the new letter came out, there's 1,320 feet from any adjacent building, which totally wiped out that north pasture.
Right.
That's
And then you get,
But you can't go south?
Well, then we're into a situation with the wells.
there's one place, Dan, that we did, what we did is Linda and I looked at the maps and we drew an arc, the 1320 arc. And there was some property on the Negerbauers where we could have put some of it and pumped it down there, but they still had corn there. But we have to be 1,320 feet from Cheryl, no, what's it, is it?
Cheryl's.
Yeah, Cheryl Negerbauer's well and her house, and we just can't make it. And that kind of eliminates any land application, even if, during the construction. DNR is supposed to be getting back with us tomorrow to look at ways to, some options that we can do during construction that they wouldn't allow us to do just because our lagoon was full. We haven't seen that yet. We're looking into options for trucking it to treatment plants, so.
So you'll probably have $150,000 wrapped up in this by the time it's all done.
If not more.
I don't think it'll be more, but it potentially could be close to that. One of the things that the state did mention is that they want it done during the design, because if it can be done during the design, then they might be able to allow us to do things that they normally wouldn't allow us to do as far as like land apply
Well, and
for
the
trucks.
grandfather, we've been doing it for 30 years, putting it out there.
I know.
And there's not water or wells to be affected, then people are on city water.
No, if the houses on the first, up on the north of the entrance into the lagoon, the 1320 gets us because of the houses. As soon as we try to go south of the lagoons, we get, the 1320 is affected by houses and wells until we get 1,320 feet down from, the Negabowers. Go ahead, Linda.
I don't have the map with me, Dan, but I'll show it to you. All the research we did, I mean, that 1,325 feet or whatever it is, there's just nowhere other than the other piece of Negabauer land, like Jerry said, it still had corn in it, and they couldn't get it out fast enough. As far as being grandfathered in, that's the way we always looked at it, that we were grandfathered in, but then the state received a complaint from someone within that 1,300, and the state actually said, go ahead, put it on there, you know, you can put it on and take the fine. And I asked, what's the fine? Well, they would not tell us what the fine would be. But the fact of the matter is, if we do that, then we're subject to a lawsuit because we've done that, because of the complaint that was already filed. And the lawsuit itself could be well over what we've spent and need to spend to do it. It's a sad situation because it's like I said, we've done that, we've done that on that land for years, and it worked well 99% of the time, you
And
know?
the state's was really that, what do you want to call it, compliance agreement? You know, the state was really looking for us to be done by 31 October, and that, the reason they wanted us to be done by 31 October is because they did not want
That's why
no more pumping.
Probably the 1st of October, we found a little more out. Fine wise, like I say, it'd have been better to take that lawsuit from that particular individual.
Well, the kind of the way I looked at it, Dan, is that's the first time that anybody on the board had seen that document.
Yeah.
And so, once we've seen that document, and then we deliberately go against that document, then they can't, you know, because on a lot, Mitch, you step in.
Well, I was wondering, when I heard about this, is who approved the application there to begin with? How was that done? Was there any permits that were?
Well, I guess when when it was designed last time, when they upgraded the lagoon last time, that was part of the design, and that's the way we should have been doing it the whole time.
But didn't the state have to approve it to begin with?
Every year. We were approved every year.
Yeah, we were approved to discharge, but now it's not
I
there.
agree with that.
As far as a license,
Yeah.
we had that license.
Well, that was one of the reasons when we were requesting it in writing, that they could not do that. And I remember when we had the big deal that they sent us a letter once, and then the next time we get verbal agreement over the phone, but to give us written permission, being we were in violation, they could not give us written permission. And that's what happened for about 3 years in a row.
But we paid that application fee
Yeah.
every year.
But that's a different horse from the other.
And like, I don't think if they file a lawsuit because they said they were harmed because of that stuff being there, well, they would have to show harm.
Yeah.
But then, if we know, and after they showed us that document, the state, DNR, showed us that document.
No, I
and
agree with what you're saying.
And if we went ahead on it, they could sue us for negligence then.
I understand that.
And they could win that one, they won't win the other.
How the state gets by with approving these things and then coming back and say, oh, by the way,
Because of the state.
we would seek indemnity from the state.
Yeah, and the state is trying to work with us now, they're trying to give us,
Why?
they're trying to give us something that'll help us out.
Well, I hope they do, because I wouldn't be involved in that lawsuit if there was one. That would obviously be the South Dakota Alliance.
Yeah.
But I suspect they would third party in the state on something like that.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But I guess
We got to address the issue, obviously,
Yeah.
since now we're in the hook, so.
And it'd be easier for them, especially if we did it when we knew we shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
The negligence would be pretty easy to prove. So, harm.
It's more than negligence, it's on purpose.
Yeah, yeah, so that's why we didn't do it, Mitch. So, like again, we said, Dan, on that there, we're hoping to hear something back from Kyle tomorrow. I got a note to call him if he doesn't call me. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, we sat up here most of the day one day and another half of another day and did research on where it could be applied. We called many different companies. We checked into leasing a truck ourselves and hiring, you know, someone to drive the truck, see if that was cheaper. We went through every process we could think of to come up with the cheapest way to handle this, and it ended up being Fred at Hills Sanitation, and he was very, very easy to deal with and was
Been very helpful. He got us in connection with the mayor of Hot Springs to look at taking it their plant. Their plant's running about 30 to 40% efficiency because the VA is shutting down.
So where did he truck it to then?
He actually took most of it to Milky's land. He has his own agreement with him that the state is aware of and approves.
We're on site and approved, yeah.
On site and approved, so all that was done before midnight on the 31st to their land. And we did have, you know, I've talked to Negbauers many times, and they did allow us, gave us permission to dump on their land, both north and south of Highway 40 on the other side of 79.
East of their sprinklers.
Yeah, and we just didn't need it. It was.
When are they gonna pull their corn?
I don't know when they're pulling the corn, but we're past the November 1st or October 31st.
Unless they allow.
Unless they allow.
Variance with
Right.
this nice weather as what they've done with us before.
And they're looking at that.
Yes.
All their engineers, probably, I think 3 or 4 of them got together and came up with what potential solutions are. They sent that to their legal, and their legal's looking at it, and then they'll get it back to us as to what our potential options can be. One of the things on that land down by where the corn is, it's not that big of an area, and so
It would not have taken all of it.
it wouldn't have taken all of it,
But it
because one
would
of the
have
things.
been cheaper to put it there because the turnaround time was not
Yeah,
next
they
to
went down to
nothing.
4 cents, and where the other place is 8 cents, so.
Well, and even if it took half of it.
Right, exactly.
And then allow it to saturate, and we had an open winter as what we've had before, and then do another quarter later if they'd allow that,
Yeah.
would save us $100,000.
Yeah, we're looking, Dan, to save what we can. We're not gonna, even though we're gonna be looking at advertising, you know, getting the motion to advertise for the trucking, that won't go, we're just gonna get approval to do that. It won't go out until we get the stuff back from the state as to which direction we can go. And there
Sounds
potentially
good.
could be a special meeting again at that time, so.
Quit kicking us while we're down.
Yeah. But anyway, any other comments on the claims? If no further comments on the claims, all in favor of, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say same. Motion carries. Okay, law enforcement, abatements and complaints. Marshal report, we don't have that. Custer log comes at the next meeting. The dispatch contract, did we ever get anything on that yet?
They said that they're meeting next week and we'll get it next week after that, after their commissioners meeting.
Okay, so we'll be looking at that on the 21st then. The next 2 items, D and E. I request a motion to remove agenda items D and E from the agenda. Motion made by Vicky, do I have a second?
So we'll
Linda, Dan. Any discussion? If no discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. Under abatements, properties and dumpsters, I'll turn this over to.
Well, we've had some complaints about dogs out by the on Marie and Walter down there,
Prairie dogs.
prairie dogs, that's what I wanted to say. I couldn't think of what they were called, just dogs. Anyway, Cheryl and Connie have taken care of the dairies. And they have taken care of down, but they have not gotten any contact back from Carl at the drive-in. They've made 4 or 3 phone calls to him as to what he wants to do with them. The last house on the left-hand side when you go down Marie Street has some in her backyard, but they have not addressed it because they have not she's one of them that complained, and because they have not been able to contact her in person.
Yeah, she has her
And
own
they won't-
business in town,
yeah.
she puts in a
And
lot
she
of
won't,
hours.
they won't do anything until she okays them to do it.
So
So
question,
right now, we're at a standstill as far as the drive-in.
and the contractors are doing this, they can't go on a person's
Yeah,
property
right,
without
they have to have
permission.
permission before they.
But then, Mitch, this is a question for you, under our abatements and nuisance, and that's within the city limits, can we just go ahead and send them a letter and just follow abatement process, send them a letter and say they take care of this, they're prairie dogs, and then if they don't, and then we just hire the same people to do it and bill them.
How are the prairie dogs affecting the public?
Well, they're digging holes in the ground.
On private property or on somebody else's private property?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be a nuisance then, so yeah, we could follow the abatement procedure.
And they're pretty good because they go right through they go right through the road. Some of the roads
Well,
are
there's
actually
some
getting
on the
prairie
road and
dog
everything, and they
holes
said
in
they
them.
did take care of those. But now it's out on the drive-in property.
So I guess you just follow I think there's already been phone calls given, so just go ahead and I think just follow the abatement process, right, Mitch?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So
letters.
then the private property one, though, they should get a hold of. You have her name, don't you? She owns mostly chocolates, I guess.
I think we
I
get a
can
hold
get
of
it.
it, if we get I think we're just worrying about sending we could probably send them a letter too and just say that we'd like to have
Yeah.
have your prairie dogs taken care of. But go ahead, Linda.
Whose land is it that's in between, Carriage Hills up there
That's the dairies, right?
and
No, there's 2 or 3 acres there that's owned by somebody else. That's the ground that in the past that Slade wanted to buy for.
Yeah, and I think,
no,
Nagelbauer's own that down below, and then it starts the movie theater, and then Preston, and then the private homes.
so it's behind L and the other house that's there, and it goes from there to Carriage Hills up there. That's Nagelbauer's? Okay, because there are many in that area, I don't know if she.
and she
voiced
said
in
that they had
area, but-
taken care of the dairies property.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think the Southern Black Hills Cooperative was
Yeah,
also.
and the
they were
electrical
concerned.
company,
Yeah,
they
the
took care of the
cooperative,
electrical
Black
companies
Hills
too,
Cooperative.
because they said they had wanted them to do it, so they took care of them too. So it's just getting permission from the lady in the red house that I like, and the drive-in.
She's got dogs. Any of the dogs didn't take care of that little issue.
I don't think she leaves her dogs out enough.
I don't know, does she have dogs? Does
She puts them in during the day,
Outside,
so.
I don't know what it looks like on the inside, but the outside strikes me. Yeah, but I did find out that she owns mostly chocolates.
And my diet sometimes is mostly
No,
chocolate.
no, no, no.
Okay, so we will, so under the abatements, we'll just,
Yeah.
well, you go ahead and
I'll see that,
follow the process.
we'll send the drive-in movie, and then I'll
And
see.
if they don't, then we have to do it,
Yeah.
so, you up for that?
What now?
Are you up for that, when they don't comply,
Yeah.
going out there and
Well, I- you
catching
know,
the dogs, prairie dogs?
I think we just, what we would do,
We're
we'd
gonna say
hire,
we wanna get rid of your
Hire
dogs.
somebody that, usually I think people shoot them, don't they?
Yeah, that's too close
What
to
do you
town.
do, poison them?
Yeah, they put oats out to bait them, and then they get used to eating them oats, and then they put oats that are tainted with something, and then they come and eat that, and then they die.
Okay.
Or you can
Hopefully
probably in that
they'll-
people's yards, in the people's yard, they would use phostoxin, which is a, it causes their lungs to fill with liquid.
Gail, you're losing Gail here, so
Okay.
don't go there.
Okay,
Okay?
all righty. But anyway, yeah, let's move on. Under legal, item A, we're just leaving pending. Resolution, assistance to dissolve PZ, that's kind of completed.
Why don't you just take that off?
I'm going to.
agenda then?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's completed. Number C, I'm gonna call completed. D, I still want to review what we came up with Jill, because we got Jill back now, and that makes a lot of difference on how we could look at the delegation. The legal bond schedule, I just request a motion to table this agenda item until we hire a marshal. Do I have an aye from Linda?
I'll second.
Second by Vicky. Any discussion? If no discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Do you want me to still look into the salary business? If
I think-
you're still invested in a marshal, because I kind of pulled off that project.
I think we just wait until we get,
Okay.
see if we're gonna get one,
Okay.
so. yeah. We can bring that back up, I think that's on an item that we track, I think, so. And we'll put this on the tracking item too. If no further discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same, motion carries. Okay. Item number F, I request a motion to have Mitch evaluate what needs to be done to add a non-voting, non-paid member to the bot from outside the city limits and within the 1 mile, within the 1 mile limit. I have a
I'll make that.
motion made by Vicky, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Donna.
Research that. What's the
I-
logic in that?
Well, one of the things that we're looking at on that, if we go back, planning and zoning in the past, I think it was in the early 2000s, had a person from out there, and it's actually in one of our documents, older documents still has that in there, where we had a member from that area. One of the things that's important for us, and I agree with Dan on that, is for us to span, we need to be able to annex and move out.
Oh,
And-
so maybe this would be someone who would just sit on the board as non-voting for purposes of the zoning?
Yeah, and
Subdivision,
then have input.
That would be it?
Have input on city, issues that affects them out there. They would be able to discuss and have, with their input, but they wouldn't be able to vote. And I think, especially if we start looking at ordinances and stuff, or if we start looking again at trying to do, we just need to get, in order to move forward with the expansion and annexation, we need to be able to have them have the want to. And by allowing them to come in and letting us know, because that one person would be responsible to represent them, and he'd be chosen by that area out there. And
How would they be chosen by the people that live out there?
they would just, the person is
They're not running for office.
no,
Just be-
but no, they would just get together and say, this is,
Shake hands.
yeah. I mean, that's, once we give it, then they'll have to figure out who they want here and how they're gonna decide. But I just think it's a way to move forward to help get the want to into the annexation. When we look at ordinances, that would affect them into the future, what some of the stuff is.
Is there another town doing this? I've never heard of this.
Yeah. What I'm saying is Hermosa used to do it in planning and zoning.
Well, I can see why that would be.
Yeah, and now we're planning and zoning.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying, is
Yeah.
be limited just to planning and zoning issues.
Yeah.
Then I might be in favor. Where'd you get all that taffy? I'll look into it,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, look into what we need to have it, so.
Okay.
Okay. So we, Motion was made and seconded. We had discussion. Any comment from citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same.
Nay.
Motion carries. 4 ayes, 1 nay. Okay, the ACES WRT contract, that will go into executive session on that.
At the end of the meeting. we can
Yep.
do that.
Okay, I request a motion to remove agenda items B, C, E, G from the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made by
Linda.
Linda, second by Vicky. Any discussion? If no discussion, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. Okay, I think we took care of the engineering stuff. Now we'll go to planning and zoning.
So you're actually taking the bond schedule off?
Yeah, but when we take it off, we want to put it on our list to bring it back later.
Okay.
Because we don't want to approve it and then have it and get another law enforcement marshal in, and he looks at it and he says, well, what about this, this, and this? So we just want to hold it off until he has that opportunity to look at it and comment on it. But that would go into our tracking or
Okay.
system. Under planning and zoning, the minutes of the last planning and zoning meetings are attached. The only item that we have still pending in planning and zoning is Chuck's project. But then we just refer that to item F under engineering because we're going forward. So I request a motion to remove item B from the agenda.
I'll make it.
Motion made by Vicky,
I second it.
seconded by Donna. Is that okay if you?
No.
No, we need Linda to, I'll just go ahead and second it. Have it removed. By Stiles. And all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed say same. Good. So we move that and that'll be tracked in the future underneath engineering on the status of it. So
You abstained.
Hmm?
You
Yes.
abstained,
Abstained.
okay.
And next thing on the item is Public Works. Turn it over to Chuck.
I don't have much on the street there, still got some areas in the forest pretty bad. Street lights, I think we got one, the one over here is on Folsom, we got that one fixed last week. And that was down on the lower road, I looked at it tonight, and it was working, so. That had a fuse problem. That's the second or third time that blew a fuse. Thinking about upsizing that fuse a little bit. I think it was the original fuse from when we had that metal halide and went to LEDs. They take a lot less. I'll look into that soon. I looked at the tower up there in monitoring that for 10 days. And there's still some seepage there, but it's about half what it was. I mean, I don't know if the sediment's starting to take over, but it's definitely something that, and it was not in the budget to seal that bottom, so I think we'll get by till after the first of the year to address it.
Okay.
We do have that one proverbial valve up there yet that we have to repair to be able to isolate that tank from the town to be able to drain it. So I can dig that back up and repair that valve. There's an 8-inch gate valve that is open, and we need to close that valve in order to isolate that tank.
Go ahead, Dan.
Did you ever get the bids to seal that bottom? You were supposed to get another one?
Well, we didn't get one. Most everybody we've contacted are using the same subcontractor.
And that's the same thing I started calling too, and that it all comes back, well, this, oh yeah, we can give you a bid. And then I ask them who they do it, and it goes right back to the same guy.
American Steel or something like that.
Yeah.
All of the locally open are all using the same guy. And
Are you gonna,
originally they talked about it, it was in the teens, and I don't know if Gail was here during that era or not, but it was around 30,000 of it to seal that.
were you ever gonna do any more with that booster and put that back up?
I don't know. We never did get that one problem that it had addressed. I talked to Wade about his new duplex there, and I think we can resolve that with a booster, because he didn't split those up like he did the others. It'll be 1 meter, 1 sewer. We may be able to booster that in the meter pit, take care of his new one. That's kind of where that's at. He's not happy about the other ones, but state code says 17 pounds. He's running 20. Sewer, of course, you know, all very much aware of what went on there. That didn't happen. And of course, the usual deal, the equipment that we were going to use to pump that had some issues. So that reflects on that repair bill. Unreal. So it's up in good shape so they can use it now. I think we're gonna try to burn some of those weeds over there yet before the end of the year. Get them cleaned up and straighten around a little better. We did get that one area gravel, which up to the pump station where the aerators, that was always a muddy mess, but we did that during the pumping session, so. Take care of that, that's about it.
Under streets, Dan, I'd still like to go out with you. We just set a time and go out and just look at the streets and come up with what they need and look
I
at
know
it.
my schedule just has been stupid, and I figured you and Mr. Ferguson would probably be able to get together and handle that.
Now, as the chair of streets, if you want us to do that,
Yep.
yeah, you can ask us and we can go out and take a look at it, so.
He's got a good handle on it, so he knows what needs to be done.
So. I just wanted to have you involved as the chair. I didn't want to just
Yeah.
jump and say go, so. All right, we'll go ahead and do that then. The agreement for the performances services of Public Works and Town Maintenance. I got draft contracts out. I think, did you email them out today? Emailed out to everybody. What I'd like to do, we're gonna have a working group on the 14th of November. And we'd like to have people come, the board members come with comments, and we'll go paragraph by paragraph through those and come up with a resolve, so. That's where that is. Another thing that we started doing is attaching the open work orders as kind of FYI. If we look into this here and it's attached, it should be under the 11E.
That was something I had a question on too. manhole lid setting up against the sign over there on our rental on the corner of Violet's and Second. Is there a reason that's just propped up there? I mean, the old one's bad, but
Where is it?
right there, kitty corner from the old bar, on that corner rental of ours.
Only one by the gravel pile?
No.
Two
Just
down
side of
from the coffee shop. Is that what you're saying?
I come by last night. No, this is right on the corner. On that east side. That trailer.
Is it sewer manhole or
Yes.
water meter pit?
Water. But the lid's laying there and they propped it up against the sign. I
I'll
don't
have to
know.
look at it. We replaced a bunch of those lids a couple of days ago. I don't know, I have to look at it and see what's going on there.
Yeah, I would have thought they had pulled the old one and put the new one on it, but they just propped it up against the sign. I thought, well, maybe you forgot about it. or-
I'll look at it.
Yeah, we started to attach the open work orders here so we can kind of track them and see where they're at. And, do you have any updates on those then, Chuck, or you didn't even look at, you probably didn't
Turned a
look at
bunch
it?
of them in to,
What's that?
we turned a bunch of the work orders in yesterday or the other day.
Okay, so this might not have all the,
Probably don't have them all.
okay, alrighty. There's just something that we're doing to track stuff. Yes, I seen a hand.
This is the first time I've ever seen one of these, and it brings to my attention that I turned in a probably 18, 19 months ago with documentation, and said it would be sent to a work order, and my address isn't even on here. And last week, when I asked how far up the list I was coming, no one said I wasn't on it.
Yeah. We'll go back and look at that and see why that's not on the list.
Thank you.
And that's one of the reasons that we want to start this list.
Yeah,
So-
19 months is a while to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting like 13 years.
Yeah, so, but the next item on the, let's see, anything further on that? We talked about the agreement working station, we talked that. Turn it over to Lynn, or Gail for the finance.
The October did not get finalized yet, so I don't have any financials in there. I'll have it at the next meeting. We received the metering and technology estimate for meters. That's gone up $2,100. So I don't know if we want to start discussing that. It is in the budget for 2024, but with this other issue we have ongoing with the lagoon, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to go forward with that, but we're going to need to do something. If this keeps increasing that fast, we're going to want to figure out what we want to do.
And we'll have a good handle, and hopefully, once we start pumping, after the contract is awarded and we're pumped during construction, and then that cost of pumping will go, we won't be paying it, it'll go part of the long-term 30-year, 30% grant money would pay that if we get into construction. So I think Linda and I had talked about that, so hopefully what we spent on pumping already, if everything works well, we might not have to spend any more. It will be spent, because they're going to have to pump the lagoons down in order to put the new lagoons in. So, but hopefully that'll come under the cost of construction and not out of our annual budget. So,
Just to let everybody know that Jody Simons started on Monday, and she's just working part-time, and so just heads up on that.
And what she's doing the first part now, she's going through, or gonna go through all the G-Works training, correct?
Correct.
And she'll get through the G-Works training, and then that's one thing that I noticed when I was been in all the office, when Gail was trying to do the G-Works training and Jill doing the G-Works training, it just constantly got interrupted, so we're gonna try to get dedicated time so they can do it and then move forward, so.
We talked about, at one time, about whether or not you guys would agree that if I wanted to work on a holiday, if I could do that and get paid straight time, I'd like to do that this coming Friday. Friday is Veterans Day, but I'd like to be able to work. I've got some things I need to get caught up on. So I'd like to have that approval.
Someone wanna make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Dan made a motion, seconded by Linda. Yes, they kind of were the same, but, okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries.
Okay. I think that's it from.
Item D,
D?
yeah, it's the 24 election.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
I'll
next.
just request
Okay.
okay. I request a motion to approve June 4th, 2024 as the election date.
Okay.
Motion made by Vicky,
I'll second.
seconded by Donna. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries.
Okay. And then you can go forward with the operating and the licenses.
Okay, what I'm gonna do, there's 3 operating licenses and then there's 3 uniform alcoholic beverage license. And if there's no objection from the board, I would like to do a motion for all 3 of the operation. Okay, so we can do, and then a motion after that. So, motion was made
I'll second it.
and by Linda and by Dan. Any discussion? Any comment from the citizens? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed say same. Motion carries. Again, with the renewal of the other, I'd like to make a motion for all 3. So moved by Dan,
Second.
seconded by Vicky. Any discussion? Any input, comments from the citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same. Motion carries.
And then the tracking issues, if you want to just talk about that briefly.
Yeah, that's another thing, what we're trying to do is that when we have things that gets approved that can happen, and the board says, yeah, go, it happens, and it comes off the agenda, well, it doesn't go anywhere to be tracked, it hasn't in the past, so what we wanna do is, make sure we track items, to make sure that when we say they can get done or be done, that we track them. And so that's another thing that we'll be having on the agenda is just tracking. So you go ahead, Liz. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So how do you take them off then? Because these should be taken off.
If the ones that were done is the way we were looking at it is we look at it and they're done in a meeting and then we say, okay, that can come off, that can come off, that can come off. And then in the next meeting, they wouldn't be on it then. You know, if you go through and say, well, this one's done, this one's done, this one's done, and then they'd come off then. 'Cause we know-
Without a motion or anything?
No, they don't need a motion for
Okay.
them because it's not part of it, it's just a tracking thing that we're trying to track to make sure everything gets done and not gets lost.
Okay. Chuck, did you get the street sign done at the school and then at 5th and Main and then at the
There's
school?
one on Fifth over here, I didn't see what the problem was with the one on Fifth and 40.
It doesn't have Main on it. It had Main down below the
Yeah,
school.
That was on the little cross sign. That was the one that he was hollering about because that was no longer Main Street, Fifth
Yep.
and Main anymore.
Yeah.
Took that sign down now.
But did you put the Main up on the 5th and Main then?
Yeah, I think that's what we want.
Yeah, it should be 5th and Main on 5th and Main. And then the Main obviously took off on south of the school.
What's on there now?
I thought you just said it wasn't on there. What am I,
I didn't
I
get
Did
it
you get
either.
something there?
No, did you put the main back on Fifth and Main?
Yeah, but Fifth and Main would be on the highway up here,
Yeah.
right? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
But the other one had to come off.
Yeah.
because the main, did you put the Main Street on Fifth and Main?
Just Main Street.
I mean,
South
just
of-
Main.
South of the school.
No, north of the school.
No,
See, what
Just
happened?
like at the end of, at the end
At
of
the end of my
Vicky's.
street.
That's Fifth Street on it, and Main.
It goes Fifth,
but it's turned,
north and south, and
Right.
Main goes east and
needs
west.
to be turned.
There isn't, it isn't there.
There isn't a main on it.
Yeah, the main was down below the school, and you took that off of there, right?
Yeah.
So
that's
that-
at Fifth and Main, because Fifth Street was vacated, so it's no longer there. So
Right,
that
but-
was not the correct address on that corner.
Yeah.
So I took that sign down.
So that main that you took, the main, the sign that says Main, down below the school, should go up at the Fifth and Main, or over here.
5th and 40, yeah.
Fifth and, yeah.
It's not
I'll
Fifth
take
and Main.
another look at it.
You might need to go for a
Okay,
drive with
I'll
him.
just leave it on. at the-
Yeah, just leave it.
Okay.
Any other of those you
Um,
see need to come off?
Uh-oh. I don't even know where it is anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So I think, the breathalyzer can come off, because that's been,
Did it come in?
it's at Custer County.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. So
Okay.
it's there,
It's
but,
there.
the change the school zone, that's been done, that can
Yep,
take off.
yep.
The decommission of the Chevy,
We gotta still carry that.
Kerry, okay. And then Westergaard vacated,
Yep, and he's done.
so I can remove.
Yeah. And
Okay.
even though we did, made a motion that, and approved a motion to let him have that prorated, it didn't end up taking him a whole month to do it, and then he's out. We did inspection, everything looks good inside, Jill and I did. The propane tank was up where it should be. Things were cleaned up in there, so it looked really nice, so.
Okay, that's it for me,
Okay, under old business,
pending.
the Gale update, yeah, annexation is pending. I guess we can have, I was gonna have asked Vicky, but do you wanna go ahead and give an update on Hermosa Connects, being you're here?
No, I can go over briefly. So we'll have our next meeting November 13th, which is a Monday at 9 a.m. at the Coffee House. And so we've developed quite the agenda. We've got a lot of things that we're discussing. But, so just so everybody knows, the coffee shop is closed on Monday, but I do open for this meeting and only this meeting as far as people coming in. So that we have dedicated and, time to go over the meeting without.
Uninterrupted, yeah.
Uninterrupted.
Peter, man.
Yeah, anyway, November
What?
13th,
What time is that? 8 or
9
9?
a.m.
9.
9 a.m.
Okay.
And right now we're holding it the second Monday of the month.
What's his name, knee surgery or hip surgery?
Rick.
That's right.
Rick, how's he doing?
As far as I know, he's doing good and he should be starting to moving around and stuff. I haven't seen him yet, but
Okay.
yeah, he's been sending updates, email updates.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, next agenda item is 14, new business. Southern Black Hills presentation. We'll be going to an executive session and we'll discuss that also along with the contract issue. Headwaters Economics, there's a public meeting on the 13th of November of 2023 at 6 p.m. Do you have any update or any further information on that?
No, not really. I'll try to be here about 5:30 to kind of meet and greet people and answer any questions before the presentation
Okay.
That was what day?
next Monday, the 13th.
Is that
5
upstairs or
p.m.?
downstairs?
6.
Yeah, that's gonna be upstairs in case we gotta use the, yeah.
Okay.
But we're actually gonna have two of the Headworks people Headwaters,
Yes,
people here.
The one, Bridget, who we have been working with all along, and who is also an engineer. And I don't remember her name now, but she is actually the CEO of the company, is coming out also. So, yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah. And sure appreciate the effort you're putting into that, Joan.
Thank you.
So, yes, go ahead.
This isn't on the agenda, but do we want to spend a little money to have like some refreshments of any kind, or we just, no, we can't? Okay.
Okay.
Taffy.
No, I'm not buying any more taffy because you yelled at me.
Maybe we can get rid of that whole bucket of candy so
Yeah, there you go.
it. Okay. Andrew.
I will donate some cookies for that.
Anderson Engineering, that's still pending. The Shorbs stuff. Have you ever been able to contact Mr. Shorb yet, Wade?
No,
You want me to go ahead
I
and do
will
that?
definitely.
Well, you'll get it?
And if you're there, that's great. If
Yeah,
you
I-
catch him before me.
Yeah.
I could have caught him tonight, but it wasn't my
Yeah.
designation, so.
But, I'd like to be there too, but we can both be there, so, thanks, Dan. Town office camera system, we're still waiting on a bid on that?
Well, I should have known this was going to happen, but the people that want to bid on it, they want to know really what we want. And they said that what we should do is have a walkthrough of, because they can run the whole gamut of just doing a camera, they can actually even do temperature and everything like that. Obviously, we maybe don't want to have that, but he said he would like to do a walkthrough with a trustee or two to find out exactly what you're looking for security.
So I guess that would fall under law enforcement, so Donna and I can do that walkthrough with them and look at it.
Okay.
And
then-
if the board members have any input, just let us know on what needs to be covered. Our last Marshall said that, cover like the parking lots, hopefully we can get it to better look at the dumpsters.
So are
Yeah,
you going to
security.
make a meeting or a date with him?
Oh, yeah.
Or just don't do it on Tuesdays and Tuesdays?
No, not Tuesday? Okay,
No,
all
Tuesday.
right.
Yeah, and I'm better on
Monday
Mondays
to
and
Wednesday is
Wednesdays.
good for me.
Yeah.
You better on Wednesday? Monday or
Monday or Wednesday.
Okay,
So,
okay.
we don't need a motion to do that then, do we? Okay, I didn't think so. The next item is town shop leasing. I request a motion to go out for sealed bids for leasing the town's shop on a per month payment for 1 year with 4 option years, with the rate going up 3% per each option year. Do I have a motion?
Yeah.
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Donna. Any discussion?
So you're not gonna put a base price of where you wanna start at
I was just gonna say.
for that shop? We were gonna be at 1,000 was where Brad was gonna
850.
go to.
Brad was 850.
What we talked about in the period of the time, you keep going up.
Yeah.
His maturity would have been 1,000.
I guess when you go out for open bids on it, and we'll just have to put in there, we can reject all, any or all. And if we don't get something that's satisfactory, and then we don't do it. But is that agreeable then, Mitch?
Yeah, as long as you put it in your,
Yeah, it'll go to the highest bidder, but the board has the right to reject that bid if it doesn't.
And you're gonna put it for 4 years?
1 year with the option.
1 year with option years. And that's in case someone wants to come back, and we'll have to put into the contract that any changes to the facility for whatever they want to use it for would have to be approved by the board, and any upgrades to it would have to be covered by
The renter.
And each year you're anticipating 3% increase.
Yeah. I originally put 5 there, and I thought, well, is 5 too much, 3 too much? I was just trying to,
My landlord bumped us to 50%.
Wow.
Wow. That's, you
Yeah.
lawyers make lots of money.
Of course, they haven't changed the rent in like 20 years, so
you're okay with it. So, but anyway, that's kind of, any further discussion? Any comments from the citizens? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say same. And then what we'll do is put something together and maybe we can just send it. Okay, if we put something together and then send it by you, Mitch, and you
Yeah,
just kind of
fine.
nod on it? Give a
Yeah.
nod on it, okay.
we've had a lease.
What's that?
We had the lease with Brad before, and it won't change that much.
Yeah. Yeah, we just wanna,
Except for the option year stuff.
yeah.
We don't put the lease.
No, we don't put the lease out there
No.
when we do the bid, we just say we have a bid. But we just wanna make sure that, we don't wanna not get bids and then someone gets it for $200 a month or something. We wanna be able to decline any of them, so. On cost, okay. The next item on the agenda, I'd like to request a motion to approve contract services with Joan Harris at $25 per hour for up to 100 hours for a total of $2,500. Joan will be required to submit in writing what she will be working on and the number of hours it will take and and then get approval in writing to proceed. Either the finance officer and the board president, or the finance officer or the vice president, prior to commencing the work. May I have a motion?
I'll make that.
Motion made by Vicky, do I have a second?
Sure.
Second by Linda.
I have a question.
Pardon me?
My question would be 100 hours per year, per project, per,
No, what it is that when she'll come in, like, she's gonna probably be involved with the next Monday night meeting. So she'll say that next Monday night meeting, be there an hour early, it's gonna be, or half hour early, it's gonna be there. She would be there to take, input from the citizens. When they have citizens, we're gonna be, hopefully that's what the purpose is for citizens to come in, talk about what their issues are, then she would be, just like she was taking meetings, minutes at in an old planning and zoning meeting, that those would kind of get documented. And so she might say it'll take 2 hours to do all that. And then we just say, okay, go ahead and do it. So her task would be defined. And then when it comes to, FEMA type stuff, working with the county, there's things that come up that she knows about, and then she would just say, hey, I think it'd be beneficial for the town to have me do this, and she'd say, this is how many hours it's gonna take, this is what I wanna do, this is what I'll provide you, like in that next meeting, you have to have a deliverable, when you have a contract. Well, the deliverable would be doing the meeting minutes and putting input to give to Elmer, so. Okay, go ahead.
When is the start date?
The start date, I would say, would be once we approve it today. And
Do you have fundages for that?
It's not budgeted.
it's not budgeted, but I'm looking at that, we do have funds in the office fund, offices, because we haven't been paying the insurance. And so that's where I'm looking at, that would potentially come from. Similar, would be something similar to what we did when we bring in Jill when she was gone, and when we bring in, what's her name, Monica, when she was gone to help. I just like to say that, Joan has been a vital team player for the town of Hermosa for many years. Her knowledge in emergency management, keeping up on the headwater economics, flood issues, grant writing are very important for the town to move forward in a cost-effective manner. With dissolving and planning and zoning, I think it is vital that we can reach out to her and benefit from her vast knowledge and her dedication to the town is kind of what my position is.
So she will not be getting benefits or anything like that?
Oh, no, it'd be
And
contract.
she'll keep a record of her hours?
Oh, yeah, she has to, every time she wants to do something, she has to come forward and say, I think this would be beneficial to the town if I went there, and then say what she would be bringing back to us.
So then explain the 100 hours. How do you are you figuring the 100 hours?
Each task.
So she can't go over 100 hours
Oh.
a month?
No. She just can't, she can't go over 100 hours, and I don't see her doing 100 hours a month. She,
For a
when we talk,
project, or what do you talk, I mean, how are you determining this 100 hours?
what we needed to come up with the maximum dollar amount that could be spent, and how that will be spent. It's $100 out there, and she might have one task like next Monday night where 2.5 hours, 2 hours of it is used. And there might be something up at the county, when the county has the emergency management type stuff that would reflect back on us, that might take 2 hours. But each time she's gonna say, this is what I wanna go to, this is, or what I wanna do, or what I believe I can do, and the dollar amount, the hours that she thinks it's gonna take, and then what she is gonna provide back to us, whether it's a memo, report back to the board on what it is, or just keeping things moving. Like this Headwaters, when it comes out, we're gonna have potential tasks that we can get funds for, and I think they're cover, if we get a project and get it in on time, that's why I'm looking at, the lagoon, the lift station and the flooding that we had down there. If we can get that project in a timely manner, we could potentially get 90% match from FEMA, or 90% grant from FEMA, and a 10% grant from the town. And then it also, I think any design or anything that goes into it, we potentially could get reimbursed for too. So I think we could submit what she's doing and potentially get that reimbursed. But those are items that we need someone to stay on top of and be part of it. Otherwise, they're spending money on us. Elmer's doing that study. We just want to make sure that we can stay on top of that, the things that the study recommends, that we can stay on top of it to get things in. Go ahead, Joan.
As Elmer completes his study of the drainage issues within the town limits, he'll come up with several different scenarios of what he thinks are most important issues to take care of. From those, the town and Headwaters will probably get together and pick out one that they can start on. However, the deadline being December 1st, I don't believe we'll make it this year, which is very sad because they're in a position right now to be a lot of help to us. I think the county is going to get theirs in. I think they've been working on this a lot longer than we knew. So I think they're probably way ahead of us on that scale. However, I think Monday night, when we meet the people from Headwaters and talk to them, I think, and Elmer's, he's done a lot now. He'll have some ideas, I'm sure, to give us. And we'll go from there and see what we can do next. But it will be a continuing thing, but it will not be something that I'm going to say, I'm going to spend 10 hours every month working on this, because at this point, it's not that kind of project. Yeah. When Elmer's study is completed, that will probably be kind of level for a bit until we know which direction we're going. And if we were able to have gotten it in by December, Headwaters told me they would be willing to pay for the grant writer. If they're able to do that in the coming year, I have no idea. So, I mean, these are things that will come up throughout the year, but not necessarily like you're meeting every month, you know what I'm saying? And I think the reason Jerry put hours in there is because if you hit a certain level of hours, the board maybe wants to take a look and see if it's being cost effective to even offer more hours. So you have to have some kind of limit there. And I'm sure that's what Jerry's thinking, not so much that you need to spend them in a month or in 2 months or in 6 months.
And one of the things that, why I see it so important, and it's one of the comments that Joan made, is that the county knew about it before we did. And what we need is have somebody out there that's paying attention, and then and then come to us and say, hey, you guys need to do this, and I can get this set up, or I can do that, and it'll be so many hours. We need somebody out there that will follow it. Go ahead. Oh, Linda, just a second, Dan. Vicky had her hand up.
Is there any reason that we cannot wait until the new budget? I mean, to me, starting with the new budget would be in order.
Well, let me just say this, if you don't want to approve it, I still plan to attend Monday's meeting and
Well,
follow through.
yeah.
I've been working on it a long time.
I understand that, and I commend you for that.
It's not going to sit on hold till January 1 if that's what you're asking.
And
That's not what I'm
without
asking.
paying insurance, I mean, we're still under, correct, Gail, on our finance budget. Like, Dan had his hand up, or, oh, okay.
Linda had hers before me.
Okay, I'll have Linda then.
We should have a little bit of money in P&Z too. Because they have not had a meeting all the time, and they've not had a 5-person board all the time. And so there should be some money from there to pay her expenses from now until.
Go ahead, Dan.
And I think with what Joan's done in grants, exactly of what you've said, she has done nothing but make us money, and then the grant money can come back and pay for itself and reimburse this as these hours are applied.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win all the way through, and like you say, she's not doing it overextend. She's been the most conservative person through this board and through the circumstances of everything she's done. And whether it was through Neighborhood Watch or Black Hills Recovery or anything for the town, the grants and what she's done for us has all been for the betterment and brought us more money back for our sidewalks to any other projects we've had. And she does watch, exactly like you're saying. We need that person in the field that can watch it, because the county doesn't share with us what's going on.
Not quick enough, they didn't.
And they have done that for years, where they want to take everything for them before, because it's a Custer County thing, and that's what makes it so difficult. So I think it's a great option, and I think it's a great investment, so I totally approve it.
Any more comments, any discussion, further discussion from the citizens? All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, say. Motion carries unanimous. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Joan, for all the things that you've done. Thank you for your time on the P&Z. And I know that's going away, but we just have to have a way to be able to reach you and your expertise and your commitment to the city, so. Okay.
Can I still ask planning and zoning questions, Joan?
You can ask whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay, where are we at? Request that.
I think you're right here.
Oh, yeah. H. Okay, I request a motion to approve advertising for pumping and trucking of the lagoons. The date is to be determined in support of the construction of the lagoon. Motion made by Vicky. I guess Donna seconded. I guess I'll start the discussion on it. We won't be sending this out until after we hear from DANR and see what DANR options are and what we can do that way. But if they don't come back with something that's feasible, we need to be set up and ready to pump, and then we would go out for the advertisement at that time. Any further discussion?
I don't know, is it a conflict still with Public Works for
No,
Donna to make a motion on that?
no, because it does nothing to do with Dan or with Chuck doing any of the work, so.
Why would it be?
Well, I just didn't know with the relationship if it affect this or not. I just wanna make sure it goes through in good shape. I agree that it needs to be done, and I agree, I don't wanna, any of the conflicts that are there
Yeah.
with him being Public Works and working water, sewer, and
Yeah, but this is not gonna go out, it's gonna go out for public
He's
bid.
not doing the pumping,
Yeah.
right?
No,
overseeing it and involved with it, so.
yeah, but still, that's his job.
Paid.
But as far as her being able to vote, I don't see it as a conflict, and Mitch, I think, agrees with me, correct?
Yeah, there's no proprietary interest.
Good.
If no further discussion, any comments from the citizens? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say same. Yep. And, I think that Anthony has something prepared, but we're not gonna put it out until after we get with the state, so.
Okay.
Next item on the agenda is discussion of utilization of office space. I request a motion to move this agenda item to a work session on 14 November 2023 after the planning and zoning or in place thereof.
I would like to amend that to the point of no pay. No pay.
So, the amendment, do I have a second on the amendment? For no pay?
I just feel if you're gonna have work sessions, is what we did, and you're taking the time to come in for the efforts, it should be paid.
Yeah, but we didn't have a second, so the
Correct.
amendment, it wasn't there, so. Okay, who did we get a?
Shall I make the motion that we have the work session on November 14th following P and Z or in place thereof?
Okay, motion made by Vicky, and I get a
Second.
second by Donna.
Linda.
Linda,
We're gonna buy name tags again.
big
It
name
wasn't very
tags.
good.
No, it's gonna be,
it has to be
I'm gonna get
bright.
some flashing lights.
We're gonna have a
Right
buzzer.
across our foreheads.
Yeah.
You get
Okay, any
one
further
too, Mitch.
discussion on it? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say same. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the water connection issue. I think the two people there, if you want to come up and talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, I'm just curious to when something's gonna move forward on this. I mean, it's been, when was the state highway project done over here?
Last sidewalk.
Whenever it was disconnected a long time ago, guys. I've been into this meeting at least 4 or 5 times. I've been promised things, nothing has moved forward. Like, you basically took a city lot that had water and sewer on it and destroyed the value of it. Like, it ain't worth shit, now it's just a yard. Like,
What's that?
like, what can we do about it? Can we get the water hook back up? You know, it started out, this man right here told me they didn't hook it back up because they figured I wasn't gonna use it. Then the next meeting I went to, a year or two later, they tell me it didn't exist. And then they went and located it, but nobody knows where to turn it on at. Pipe sticking out of the ground.
Is it disconnected now then?
We haven't determined that, if that riser is live or whether it's shut off at the bottom. I know at one point, when we talked about that, you said you didn't want a big mess digging, and one thing, you had a couple boys who would dig down to the bottom of it and see if it was physically connected or if it was a shut off there. What I'm thinking happened during the storm drain installation of the highway, that line probably was cut off. I can't prove that till I know that there's no water there. So it's gonna have to be dug up and see if there's actually water at that elbow or whatever it is at the very bottom. There was an extra curb stop over there on Jones that we had trouble with and dug it up and was able to repair that one. And so that's the first thing we need to do is figure out if that line is still charged that's on that property. And that's gonna require digging it up. So.
Who's gonna pay for that?
And if it
No,
isn't,
I'll get that.
if it isn't live, then the most logical thing to do is come from the water line that's on 4th Street down that alley to that property pin, because boring under that highway would be cost prohibitive.
Now Chuck, is there by any chance it's already ran that way?
Any chance of what?
That it comes down the alley and to the north? Is there by chance that it was installed that way?
No, no, it came from a
Because
property.
when I bought the property, Mueller's told me that the curb stops were on the north side of the highway. And so that's what I went on.
There was an old trailer there at one time that was connected.
With that Leo mower.
Yeah, there's Leo Mueller.
Okay. With this conversation, I think we understand what the issue is. We kind of understand what we need to do. At this point, I'd request a motion to have the town, at our expense, to investigate, repair, install a tap, whatever it takes, that was removed or disconnected in the past, so that there will be water to that lot.
I'll make that.
Motion made by Vicky. Do I have a second?
So moved.
Second by Dan. Thank you, Dan. Any further discussion?
Thanks guys, like this has been ongoing for a lot of years.
I know.
Go ahead, Linda.
The only question I have is, I was with Chuck when we discussed this digging, and you had said you would have your boys do it because you didn't want the mess. So now, I guess we just need to clarify if you want the town to do it.
You guys can come in and tear that yard all to hell, I don't care.
Okay.
You're leaving a mess. They did when they did the highway project. We all know that too, so. I
But
mean,
the contractor's required,
Yeah, they're
to put
supposed
it
to.
back. They,
It's
it's just like the
back.
town.
This was all discovered, I was gonna build a shop in an apartment there years ago, and I found out there was no more water.
Yeah.
So I mean, this has cost me potentially, $100,000 over the course of 10 years.
It's brought up, the motion was made, and it was seconded. We had discussion. Any further comment from the citizens? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, guys.
All opposed say same.
Chuck has his hand.
What about the no trespassing sign?
You guys are welcome to come in,
Okay.
and whoever you have with you.
Okay.
You won't have no issues. Just maybe call, let me know, so I can put the dogs inside. Because
And
the
take
dogs
them-
will be an issue if you enter my yard. If
But
they stay out of my yard, they're not a problem.
you'll take the fence down where they need
Yes,
they need it?
absolutely. Whatever it takes, let me know, and then I will have it ready.
Okay.
Because this has been, well, since I lived here.
Okay.
And most of the days, like, if it's during the day and you need to be there, if you call me ahead of time or something, I could probably come and run down, like, quick and do whatever.
Okay.
But
And you can provide that information to Chuck then?
Yeah.
Your phone numbers and stuff?
I can.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
A lot of yours coming, huh, Joe?
Lot of years. Yeah, like it's cost me a lot of money. And have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank
And Chuck,
you.
thanks for fixing that ditch. Because the road, the alley there, thank you.
Yes, thank you, because it was like swallowing the car.
I really appreciate the little things.
Thanks for bringing up your
Thank you.
concern and bringing it to the board. Thank you. The next item is K on the agenda. And Gail, will you do the first reading on the below 3 items?
Sure.
An ordinance amending the Town of Hermosa ordinances to adopt South Dakota Codified Law 11-4-11.1, allowing the Hermosa Board of Trustees to act and perform all of the duties and exercise all the powers of the Planning and Zoning Commission by amending the Town of Hermosa Ordinance Section 154.02, definitions, to amend the definition of the term Planning and Zoning Commission. Be it ordained by the Hermosa Board of Trustees to enact an ordinance amending the Town of Hermosa ordinances by adopting South Dakota Codified Law 11-4-11.1, allowing the Hermosa Board of Trustees to act and perform all of the duties and exercise all of the powers of the Planning and Zoning Commission by amending the Town of Hermosa Ordinance Section 154.02 definitions to amend the definition of the term Planning and Zoning Commission. An ordinance amending the Town of Hermosa ordinances to adopt South Dakota Codified Law 11-4-11.1, allowing the Board of Trustees to act and perform all of the duties and exercise all of the powers of the Planning and Zoning Commission by amending the Town of Hermosa Ordinance Section 155.02B definitions to add the definition of the term Planning and Zoning Commission. Be it ordained by the Hermosa Board of Trustees to enact an ordinance amending the Town of Hermosa ordinances by adopting South Dakota Codified Law 11-4-11.1, allowing the Hermosa Board of Trustees to act and perform all of the duties and exercise all of the powers of the Planning and Zoning Commission by amending the Town of Hermosa Ordinance Section 155.02B definitions to add the definition of the term Planning and Zoning Commission. Number 3, an ordinance amending the Town of Hermosa ordinances to adopt South Dakota Codified Law 11-4-11.1, allowing the Hermosa Board of Trustees to act and perform all of the duties and exercise all of the powers of the Planning and Zoning Commission by repealing Chapter 32 in its entirety and creating a new Chapter 32A. Be it ordained by the Hermosa Board of Trustees to adopt South Dakota Codified Law 11-4-11.1, allowing the Hermosa Board of Trustees to act and perform all of the duties and exercise all of the powers of the Planning and Zoning Commission by repealing Chapter 32 in its entirety and creating a new Chapter 32.
32A.
Excuse me, 32A.
And that is 32A. Okay, that's the new there.
Mhm.
Okay. That was all three of them, right?
Second reading will be the next meeting.
Second reading will be at the, second reading and approval will be at the 21st meeting. Next item on the agenda is items from citizens. Any input from the citizens? If no input from the citizens, Board of Trustees, Dan?
Nothing.
Donna?
I don't have nothing.
Linda?
Good meeting.
Vicky?
I think it was a very good meeting. Glad to see Joe has some resolution.
And I myself, I think it was a very good meeting. I really appreciate the input from all the board members. A lot of expertise out there, a lot of knowledge, and that showed tonight, and I sure appreciate it. I'm glad that we will be able to reach Joan. I know she was a little concerned about planning and zoning going away, but all along I wanted to see a way that we could get you back and doing things for us. So
Thank you, Jim.
you have a lot of input. So
I did have one comment about the consumption. I was happy to see it was down to 10%.
Yes,
And was that upper, and I'm sorry to take up the input time, but
Yep.
that upper where you had the fire department at 81 and Heartland at 18,000, was that what made the difference then? for
yes, it
our-
did. See, Heartland had not been charged.
So we
in-
didn't
in-
have,
When we did that September report. And then they got their water charged this month then.
Oh, and
So that's why I
shows up.
brought it down.
Okay.
good, I'm glad to see that we're down below that 12%. And the north users at the 5%, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, we had trustee input. Right now, I'd request a motion to enter executive session allowable by South Dakota Codified Law 1-25-2.1 for legal and contract issues.
So move.
Second.
Motion made by Dan, seconded by Linda. All in favor, say aye.
7:52.
At 7:52, aye.
Did you second or did I?
No, you did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks again to the citizens for attending. I sure
Thanks,
appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
We're out of executive session. Is the recorder back on?
Okay, here's the motion.
I'm gonna unlock the door just in case there's
Oh, yeah.
anybody out there.
Good idea.
Mitch?
What'd I do? Oh,
Yeah,
here,
we
you
do
can
have
have
someone
the rest.
coming
No,
in.
no, just, I'm not getting them all. I'll have them in there too.
You're gonna check your blood
Hopefully
sugar when you
days.
go home?
Oh, yeah.
How young you are. Well, you can do that.
That's why the candy dish is clear the hell over there.
I know.
Okay, we back? Okay, so the motion is to authorize the Board of Trustee President and Finance Officer to sign the termination agreement and mutual release with ACES concerning the WRT contract, and contemporaneous with submitting that to ACES, we would also provide ACES a letter from my office providing them with notice of termination to ACES concerning the WRT contract, and they have an opportunity to cure the defaults under that contract within 30 days. That's the motion.
And can Gail have a copy of that?
Oh, sure. Here, I'll give it to you. Yeah.
I'll make that.
You'd have this 7 days.
Vicky made the motion. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Second by Donna.
Well, she's got, I know in the letter, it's 7 days.
Okay. Yeah, okay, just making
Any-
sure that's in there.
Motion was made by Vicky, seconded by Donna. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
And you were an aye, Vicky, or Donna,
Yeah.
or
Linda.
Linda?
Try again. You're gonna get it right eventually.
That's why I call my wife honey at home, so I don't
Yeah.
mess up.
That easy.
You and I, correct, Linda, okay.
8:34, I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Do I get a second? Motion made, second to turn. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
If you can't decipher that, just let me know.
Well, I got it also on
Oh, yeah.
this.